Hi and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And in today's video we're going to take a look through the looking glass because this is so appallingly bad given the history of this country that you think, how on earth are they even allowing this to happen? Thought police. It's a wonderful term, Mr. Orwell, 1984. You're having wrongthink and you're criticising. But the trouble is you're criticising those in power. So they send armed policemen. Because politicians have no sense of humour and don't like being criticised. Not here in Britain, of course, no. In a country famed for its tolerance in the past. Famed for its open and free history of acceptance. We're talking, of course, about Germany. The one country in the world where you thought fascism would never come back. And yet here they are, leading the way. Let's have a look at this piece. I will put myself down in the corner and let's go on the ride. Yeah, when I first saw this, I was just agog, askance, astonished. I will continue with other words beginning with A, but those three will do for now. The headline says it all. Thought police. Germany conducts mass raids over online insults against politicians. So you go on Facebook or wherever and you insult a politician and the little dears don't like it. So they send shock troops, armed, like in the picture, to your house because you dared to criticise your betters. I kid you not. You wouldn't believe this in modern Germany. But then modern Germany has for so long been ruled by Merkel, who of course was a member of the Stasi. And have a look at Merkel, and then have a look at Adolf Hitler's mother. There's a family resemblance. I wouldn't put it past her being related. Anyway. Federal police in Germany have conducted mass raids across 13 states on Tuesday over online insults levied against politicians. This is unbelievable. A large number of apartments and houses were raided. Armed policemen in Germany on Tuesday as federal police in the country look to prosecute those who made allegedly hateful remarks against elected officials online. Bless them. If you don't want to be shot at, don't put your head above the parapet. In total, federal authorities have said that they have checked over 600 statements for so-called criminal content. So they've checked statements for so-called criminal content. They haven't got any proof for this, but they're just going to go on a mass arrest scheme, sending in armed thugs because there might be something there. Over 100 people being searched and questioned across 13 different states. According to a report by Der Spiegel, a significant number of raids have also been conducted, with the houses and apartments of those suspected of posting illegal online messages being searched by law enforcement for incriminating evidence. So they don't have any evidence. They're just doing mass raids with armed policemen to try phishing. It's amazement, isn't it? This reminds me of the Stasi, of East Germany. This reminds me of go back another 2 generations, and it's the SS, it's the Gestapo. You'd imagine Germans would be kind of against this kind of thing, given how recent it's happened to them. As I say, it's 1 generation it was the Stasi, 2 generations it was the Gestapo. So they must love their fascism in Germany. That's all I can say, because they're not up in arms about it. A press release by Germany's Federal Criminal Police Office claimed that Tuesday's so-called Joint Day of Action was sparked by posts targeting politicians around the 2021 federal elections, with elected officials in Germany having special legal privileges, making it illegal for their constituents to level certain insults against them. In other words, we need a law to stop people insulting us. But you people, the plebs out there, you don't get that. Because we don't have level, equal playing field in terms of laws. There's you, the people, and then there's us, the politicians. We have special laws to protect us because we're better than you. The basis for these investigations is Section 188 of the Criminal Code, which was revised in spring 2021 and makes insults, slander and defamation of people in political life particularly punishable. Wow. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. If I stand there and you are a politician and I disagree with your politics, your stance on certain subjects, say, or whatever, I'm not allowed to insult you. I'm not allowed to criticise you because you've got hurty fifis and you'll send the armed police to me. Fascist state much? Well done, Germany. Anyway, the president of the Federal Criminal Police Office, Holger Munch, also commented on the hardline enforcement of Germany's speech laws, threatening those in the country who would dare insult politicians. They will meet the same fate. Yeah, don't insult the politicians who are fucking you over, who are closing your mines so you have to buy Russian gas, who are destroying jobs, who are destroying economies, and who have destroyed German culture by massive third world immigration. But don't you dare criticise them now. Well done, Germany. I'm on your side. Well done. You are going the right way. With the day of action, we are making it clear anyone who posts hate messages must expect the police to be at the door afterwards, Munch said. Actually, the only policeman I know called Munch that was any good was in Law and Order. And incidentally, he played Munch, same character, in the X-Files, which means that the X-Files and the Law and Order universe are the same universe. He was also noting that his force has been pursuing criminal content on the internet even more intensively since February of this year. I tell you, I'm going to say something at the end of this video, so stick with this because I've got an idea. Another official, Hessian Attorney General Thorsten Kunz, I'm trying to be polite pronouncing that name, also commented on the German speech crackdown, claiming it was somehow a necessary measure. Yes, it's necessary to clamp down on free speech and opinion. Necessary for democracy that alternative voices aren't heard. This day of action illustrates the extent to which public officials and elected representatives are insulted, slandered and threatened on the internet. Well, if they don't like it, come out of public life. In order to prevent the withdrawal of those affected from reaching a level that endangers democracy, i.e. threatens their livelihood, we are prosecuting those crimes consistently and in close cooperation with the public prosecutors of other federal states. They are frit, aren't they? Because they don't want the people to say the truth. Germany has got a major problem with fascism. Its left is too strong. Its left is horrific, and I'll say why in a moment. Germany's day of thought police raids against those who are suspected of insulting now, no evidence, suspected of insulting or defaming elected politicians is only the latest example of the country's interesting understanding of what protecting democracy means. The Central European country has become infamous for targeting certain political viewpoints. They're mentioning what I was about to mention. Going so far as to put the country's populist AfD, the Alternative for Deutschland, under surveillance as a suspicious entity. This is a legitimate political party that is asking for more rights for the people, for a smaller government, for a reduction in immigration to protect German culture, for protection of German jobs, and for the reduction on reliance on foreign energy supplies. These are all wise decisions. But because they're coming from a centre-right party, not an extreme right party, we're not talking extreme right, we're talking mainly just right of centre party, a party supported by a lot of Germans, they're being targeted, they're having their emails read, they're having their phone calls surveilled, they're having every member investigated by the security forces, and then the left are lying about this party. When the party tried to challenge this decision in court, it was ruled that the state spying on a political party was legal, because the courts are so left-wing as well in Germany, with the court claiming that the party was supposedly a threat to democracy. The only threat it is to the ruling left class, Because a lot of Germans vote for AfD. So are they saying like 40% of Germans are a threat to German democracy? Apparently so, because Germany is a fascist state now. The party, it says, the party stands for racism. The party stands for the exclusion of minorities. The party stands for the contempt of the social system. It stands for none of those things. It's pro-German. It's not racist. It's never... You could not pick up a manifesto and point to anything in that manifesto that could be considered racist. And as for social system, it actually wants an extension of the social system. It wants to give more votes and put more power into the people's hands, because it says that power put into the hands of the people is better than hands in the power of politicians, because politicians become corrupt and make decisions that go against the people. So that's what the left is fearful of. It's fearful of the German people. And that is where Germany is now. And we have a look at some of these comments here. Nazis going to be Nazis. Welcome to the New World Order, once free humanity. The evil has only just begun, I'm sorry to say. Brace yourselves for the worst to come from these agents of Satan and chaos. And he's probably quite right there. Germany has fallen. When the Bolsheviks took over Russia in 1917, one of the first things they did was make anti-Semitism a crime, followed soon by criminalising criticism of government officials. Fascism making a comeback in Germany. Who'd have thunk it? How does arresting people for calling out crooked politicians stop politicians from being crooked? And that's a top one. Well, the thing is, if you keep arresting people who say politicians are stupid and corrupt, people will stop saying it because you've frightened them into stop saying it. It doesn't stop them being stupid and corrupt. But what a way to go, Germany. I love your democracy. Anyway, I'm going to come up and we'll round this off. The brave new world of 1984 that is modern day Germany. Big Brother is watching you, if you're German. But isn't it appalling that in this modern era, Germany is reverting to the 1930s, mass surveillance, fear-mongering, stormtroops breaking into people's homes over the fear that they may have wrongthink against government. How soon before they're book burning again? How soon before they're putting people in camps for wrongthink? Because I wouldn't put it past them. Let's be honest, they have a track record on this twice. So, yeah. Why do Germans keep voting these people in? Still, won't be long now. Germany's finished. I had an idea through the middle of that video, I did mention this, that we could do something. Because, of course, these laws only apply in Germany to Germans. I'm neither in Germany nor German. So I am going to start making lots and lots of online comments in public forums in Germany, criticising and insulting German politicians. And you know what they can do about it? Absolutely nothing. I'm not under their jurisdiction. And so I would ask that anyone watching this joins me in a campaign of annoyance. And let's pick all these random German politicians and start making claims about them. And what are they going to do? Cry into their little muffins. Yeah. And then probably invade Poland, because the fascists are ready to put their jackboots back on, aren't they? Well done, Germany. Anyway, I shall leave this video here. I just thought it was a shocking indictment of modern Germany and their propensity toward totalitarian statist control. Not only Germany, of course. But anyway, if you like what you hear and see on these videos, please hit the subscription button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications on future output. Leave a like and definitely leave a comment. We love comments. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and goodbye.